Just because our marriage registration delayed Hayden from picking up his childhood sweetheart at the airport, he put me up for auction online for $9.99 on our wedding night. Auction, newly married woman, $9.99 with free delivery. When I went to confront Hayden, I overheard him haggling with his friends. Seriously, Hayden? Your wife is a famous model. Only $9.99? Too expensive? I'll give you a 50% discount. She's not pure anymore. Who would want her if I don't make her cheap enough? You're selling your wife just because Chloe had to wait an extra minute at the airport? If you don't love your wife, why did you marry her in the first place? If Chloe hadn't gone abroad back then, would Amelia have had a chance? Who knew she'd actually think she was the real deal and dare to bully Chloe? I had to teach her a little lesson. The group burst into laughter. Hayden spoke carelessly, a washed-up model who's turned into a frumpy housewife. Does she really think anyone would want her? But when someone later bid $500,000 to buy me out, Hayden went crazy begging me not to leave. TSK, I'm actually tempted. How does that saying go? Nothing beats dumplings for food, and nothing beats getting Hayden's wife for $9.99. What a bargain. Shut up. Hayden kicked the speaker. Who says the woman you marry is the one you love most? Watch your mouth. He gazed deeply at Chloe Parker. They exchanged a knowing smile. How can the woman you love compare to the one you settle for? An unloved wife can be shared freely, but the apple of my eye is off limits. Witnessing this scene, I clenched my fists tightly, my nails digging into my palms, my heart twisting in pain. I could be hung up online for cheap auction, to be toyed with and insulted, but his beloved couldn't even be mentioned by others. I used to think Hayden loved me. Why else would he fight his family and defy everyone to marry me? Only now did I understand the difference between love and indifference. Hey, why don't we call Amelia over? It'll be fun if we're all together. I've got something good here. One sip and she won't even recognize her own mother. Let's do a live stream, and use the tips to buy Chloe a bag. What do you say? The group eagerly discussed how to torment me to appease Hayden's childhood sweetheart. Hayden remained silent throughout. My heart felt like it was being torn apart. I instinctively looked at him, wanting to know how he would react. Hayden's childhood sweetheart Chloe interrupted everyone, saying reluctantly, "Come on, guys, stop it." Even though I caught a cold from waiting, she's still Hayden's wife. She's not wrong for wanting to assert her position. It's okay if I suffer a little, but if you do this, Hayden will be angry. Chloe wiped away a tear as she spoke. Hayden's remaining hesitation vanished instantly. He hugged Chloe comfortingly. "We could have registered any day. She clearly made you catch a cold on purpose. Keep talking. Whoever can get revenge for Chloe gets the downtown project." Hayden's words were like a drop of water in a hot pan. "I've got the livestream camera ready. Let's give her a wedding night she'll never forget." Yeah, it's not like anyone's going to buy her anyway. Might as well let the boys have some fun and get back at Chloe. Hayden's not saying anything. Don't tell me you're having second thoughts? Hayden's face twisted as he immediately pulled out his phone to call me. Me, have second thoughts? I'm just thinking about how to play this to be more satisfying. Amelia is just my doormat. She'll come if I call, won't she? I covered my mouth, suppressing the bitterness in my heart as tears silently rolled down my cheeks. After getting together with Hayden, he had been attentive to my every need, learning to cook for me and hand-washing my intimate apparel. He said his greatest pleasure was slowly fattening me up. I gave up my career for him, cut ties with my family, and abandoned all the things I liked. I completely packaged myself into the person he liked, spent 4 years wholeheartedly taking care of him, and entered into marriage with him. I thought I had finally found true love, but it turned out all of this was just because he was in a spat with Chloe. I was just a pawn in their love story. I bit my lip hard to control my sobs, wiped away my tears forcefully, and turned to leave. Just then, my phone rang in my pocket. Hayden ordered me to get to the club within 10 minutes, but our marital home was a 2-hour drive from the club. The pain in my heart had reached its limit, and I felt numb. I just calmly asked back, "Do you know how far home is from where you're talking about?" "Hayden, I just got my driver's license yesterday." "So what if you just got your license? Stop being so delicate. Today is Chloe's welcome party. Don't ruin the mood." I smiled bitterly. "But Hayden, today is also our wedding night." Seeing that I didn't respond, Hayden softened his tone. "I've already said it in front of everyone. Are you going to make me lose face in front of my friends? Don't be difficult. You know I like you best when you're understanding." I clenched my fists tightly. "Fine, I'll be right there." Things needed to come to an end. I might as well give my past self some closure. Before the call fully disconnected, I clearly heard a burst of raucous laughter from the other end. "Hayden, you're the man. Even a dog isn't this obedient. Tonight we'll make sure Amelia becomes an overnight sensation and returns to her peak." Chloe helplessly tried to stop them. "It's Hayden's wedding night after all. Don't go too far." Hayden's doting voice followed. "As long as it makes you happy, anything goes." The cruel words completely severed my last shred of attachment. I tilted my head back, forcing back my tears. "Hayden, let me put an end to this myself." "Well, look who's here. Sister-in-law, let's have a toast. Let me share in your newlywed bliss." As soon as I stepped through the door, I was surrounded by a group of people. Their slimy, disgusting gazes swept over me relentlessly. I was forcibly made to drink toasts with several men. A sense of humiliation washed over me, yet my newlywed husband just stood by and watched coldly. My heart sank to the bottom. "Hayden, why did you put that kind of link online?" Hayden sneered. "It was just a joke. You didn't actually think someone would place an order, did you? You're just a sloppy frump now. Who else but me would want you?" My eyes stung. It was Hayden who said his family didn't like my profession and told me not to be in the public eye, to return to being a housewife. So I painfully gave up my flourishing career. I used to believe in him so much, but now all I'm left with is this mess. Hayden smirked. "To be honest, Amelia, I preferred how you looked before. That's easy to fix. Sister-in-law, want to make a comeback? We'll help you. Come on, sis, look at the camera. Hey sis, drink up. You need to loosen up after a few drinks." I was surrounded by a group of men, forced to down glass after glass of strong liquor. I struggled to escape but was grabbed by the hair and pulled back. The camera once again focused on my dazed face. "Come on, post the link. Brothers in the livestream, $9.99 with free delivery. Place your orders quick. See? Even at a bargain price, no one wants you." Someone recognized me as the once famous model Amelia Frost and frantically spammed questions asking why I had fallen so low as to become a risque livestreamer. I was was cursed to the top of the trending topics, and an online mob attack centered on me exploded. I crawled to Hayden's legs, grabbed his ankle and glared at him fiercely, but couldn't speak. He lifted my chin with his foot and sneered at me. Want me to save you? Fine, count out to Chloe 100 times and apologize. If Chloe forgives you, I'll make them stop. Chloe looked embarrassed and lightly patted Hayden. Hayden has always been like this since we were kids, making a big fuss over anything involving me. They're just a bunch of big boys, they don't mean any harm. Amelia, please get up. Chloe pulled me to my feet. Suddenly, she screamed and fell towards the coffee table, spilling drinks on her dress. Hayden hurriedly protected Chloe, holding her with concern. I was pushed back towards the fruit knife on the table, a long gash opening on my chin, instantly staining my white dress red. Chloe, Hayden, don't be angry. I'm sure Amelia didn't mean it. Amelia Frost, you're asking for death. Hayden viciously kicked me. I spat blood and fell to the ground convulsing. Amelia, stop pretending. Who are you putting on this show for? Get up and apologize now. I had been kicked in the heart. Hayden, I think she's really not okay. Hayden impatiently nudged me with his toe, clicking his tongue. One kick and she's being dramatic. Bring a bucket of ice water. A bucket of ice cold water was dumped over my head. I jolted awake, my thin white dress soaked through, revealing what was underneath. The men's eyes roved over me lecherously, but Hayden said, if you want to die, go die outside. Don't scare Chloe. I just asked you to apologize, and you're making such a fuss. I never realized you were so manipulative before. There is no greater sorrow than a dead heart. At this moment, I truly gave up hope. Hayden, let's get a divorce. Divorce? Who would want damaged goods like you after a divorce? Amelia Frost, you still think you're a top model? Holy shit. Hayden, someone placed a $5 million order to buy out the link. The system must be glitched. Maybe it's one of those rich old perverts who buy beautiful women to play sick games with. I heard a washed-up celebrity died recently and no one even claimed the body. It must be. Who else would be so blind as to buy a frumpy housewife? Hayden's previously annoyed expression instantly relaxed. He even smiled mockingly. I felt utterly absurd. Hayden, you're okay with me being bought by some perverted old man to be his plaything? Don't act all high and mighty when you've lucked out. Be grateful someone wants you. Chloe's had her eye on a bag recently. Consider this your apology gift to her as her sister-in-law. With that, he transferred all the money to Chloe. Chloe was overjoyed. She hugged Hayden's neck and kissed him hard. Thank you, Hayden. You've spent millions on me these past few years. Won't Amelia be angry? Who is she to control my money? You just spend as you like. Chloe glanced at me triumphantly, like a victorious rooster. She leaned close to my ear and whispered, for the past 3 years, Hayden has spent 6 months each year flying abroad to be with me. He bought me a house and said he'd take care of me forever. He also said you were just a target he used to anger me and divert his parents' attention. He never loved you. See? As soon as I came back, I only needed to use a little trick to draw all his attention. Living as a woman like you might as well be dead. My heart turned ice cold, and I couldn't help but smile bitterly. So all those years when Hayden said he was going on business trips, he was actually accompanying Chloe. Once, his mother came to our home and nitpicked everything about me. I didn't know I was pregnant at the time and was forced to kneel on the ground as a human footstool for his mother for 4 straight hours. Just because his mother said the sofa wasn't real leather and she wasn't used to sitting on it. That night I was bleeding heavily and crawled to the study door asking Hayden to take me to the hospital. Hayden said he had to go on a business trip and had no time to take me, telling me to bear with it. That's how I miscarried. Later, Hayden even blamed me for not protecting the baby, saying I wasn't fit to be a mother. Every time we had sex, he made me take birth control pills. As a result, my uterus became inflamed, and I can never have children again. I looked at Chloe in front of me, covered in luxury brands, all the latest season's items. The diamond ring on her finger was $1 million pink diamond from South Africa, while I was still wearing clothes I bought with my own money 4 years ago when dating Hayden. Even my wedding ring was just a blade of grass he casually plucked and twisted. He said he didn't like materialistic girls, so I never asked him to spend money on me. I liked his down-to-earth little romantic gestures, which made me feel he was being thoughtful. Now I know, where the money goes, that's where the love is. As the drug effects wore off, I struggled to my feet and painfully made my way towards the door. Someone viciously kicked me, and my head slammed directly into the corner of the coffee table, blood spraying everywhere. Everyone burst into laughter. Don't run away, we're not done playing yet. Is sister-in-law in a hurry to go serve the old man? I said nothing, crawling towards the exit with reddened eyes. Just as my hand was about to reach the doorframe, a pair of leather shoes stomped hard on the back of my hand. Hayden looked at me coldly. You're so eager to be some old man's plaything, huh? If that's the case, I'll grant your wish. Call that old geezer and tell him to come pick up his goods. If I'm in a good mood, I might even throw in the wedding night for free. Hayden, you're the man. An all-night party centered on abusing me raged on. I was treated like a plaything without dignity, toyed with at will. Hayden patted my face. Why the long face? Who are you trying to impress? I'm helping you get used to it early. How else will you serve the old man when he comes? They roared with laughter, bringing over a bucket of ice and forcing someone to pour it into my body. I screamed in terror, but to no avail. Just then, the door of the private room was kicked open violently. A fruit knife stabbed firmly next to the hand of the man who was about to strip off my clothes. Did I say you could touch her? Hayden's face darkened. Lucas Stone, what are you doing here?